Hey guys, welcome to Fab Rugby, and today I'm here to answer a very important question for you. Is Owen Farrell, aka Faz, aka England captain, aka shoulder boy, possibly to many of you, is he underrated? Now, I can imagine quite a few of you at home right now are looking at me and screaming, "No!" But I think there's a case to be made for the fact that he is. And that's what I'm here to do today, is to try and let's see if we can find some kind of middle ground. I'm going to use facts, stats, achievements, have a look at the positive things that have happened and the negative things that have happened in his career, and see if we can get an answer to that question. So let's see where it all began for Owen Farrell.
Oh, minging.
Owen Andrew Farrell, born in Ballinghy, Merseyside on the 24th of September 1991, is the son of Wigan Rugby League legend and now Ireland coach Andy Farrell. He first started playing rugby league at the age of 8 for Wigan St Patrick's, and then in 2005 moved to Harpenden with his family as his dad signed for Saracens. He made his debut then for Saracens in a 26-17 home defeat against Llanelli Scarlets at the age of 17 years old, and then in 2010-11 he was loaned to Bedford Blues for 4 games before returning to feature for Saracens and score 17 points in the Premiership final that season. In 2012 he was called up by Stuart Lancaster for the England elite squad, and he made his debut on the 4th of February 2012 against Scotland, starting at inside centre. Farrell was selected as part of the British Irish Lions squad for the 2013 tour to Australia that won the series, and promoted then to England captain in 2018, and then leading England to the World Cup final in Japan in 2019, where they lost to South Africa in the final. So that's a little bit about the history of Owen Farrell. Now let's look into the stats of his career so far. So he's played 83 times for England, 23 of them as captain. He's got a 65% win rate as captain, which is greater than Lawrence Dallaglio, Chris Robshaw and Bill Bowman when they were in charge or as captain of England. 914 points so far scored for England, which is second only to Johnny Wilkinson. He's got 4 British and Irish Lions caps to his name, 188 appearances for Saracens and 1,338 Premiership points, which puts him 10th in the all-time standings currently. So there we go then guys, we've seen a bit of the stats and we've seen a bit of the history of him growing up and how he got into the game. But what has he achieved so far in the game? That's what we want to find out now. He was part of the British and Irish Lions team that won in Australia in 2013 and was also a key member in the 2017 team that drew in New Zealand. For England, he's won the Six Nations twice. He's been Premiership champion 5 times for Saracens, as well as European champion 3 times. Individually, he was European Player of the Year in 2017, as well as nominated for World Rugby Player of the Year 3 times in 2012, 2016 and 2017. So then, why am I asking the question, is Owen Farrell underrated? Now, it doesn't take a lot to look through a social media account to find, any rugby social media account, to find a joke about Owen Farrell. Most of the time it relates to missed tackle or shoulder charges. He seems to be the easy person to pick a joke at. You look at many different Instagram channels, you will find it. But why is this the case? Is there an element of jealousy? Possibly. People feel like he maybe gives off a different persona, like that's quite arrogant. But yet when you see other players talk about him, and if you watch any of the England rugby series, he seems quite shy and quite keeps himself to himself, but a good leader as well. He takes charge of the teams, and I think maybe it's a case of people's perception of him maybe being a bit different to what is actually like in life. The shoulder charge situation, it stems back to England versus South Africa at the end of the game, where he made a tackle which should have been a penalty, which would have given South Africa a chance to win or draw the game. I can't remember off the top of my head. So it gave him kind of, everybody was jumping on him for that. And then he also had a tackle against Australia, which is the same, where he stopped a tackle on the line with the shoulder. Now at the time, the framework situation wasn't in place, so World Rugby hadn't created this framework explaining everything. So when he did that, looking back, you could look back and you could apply that framework to it. He would have got yellow cards for those, but it wasn't in place at the time. So there is this element of kind of fans just jumping on it all the time. We asked some fans and what they thought of Owen Farrell, and these are some of the comments that came in. You can see there's a lot about the shoulder charge and stuff. So there we go then guys, you've seen some of the things about Owen Farrell's career, where he started. his stats and his achievements. And then we also looked a little bit on the negative side of things with the shoulder charge, which obviously always appears online and social media and whatnot. But this is where the question lies then. Is he underrated? And now I believe he is. He has probably been one of the most consistent performers for club and country over the last 5 years. He's every year seems to be knocking on the door of the World Player of the Year, 3 times been as a nominee. Huge success with club. Took England to the World Cup final as a captain. But yeah, he still gets a hard time in the press, still gets a hard time from fans, and it's a strange one really. When I think in the future, when he retires, I think people will look back on his career and think, what a player he was. He was a sensational player, but at the moment, people are finding things to kind of pick holes out and find reasons to like put him down and put his career down. But if you look at his stats, his facts, his achievements, consistency, all the stuff he does within the game, I think he's an incredible player, and I do think he's underrated. But what do you think? Let me know in the chat boxes below. Do you think Owen Farrell is underrated? Or maybe you think he's overrated? I'd love to hear your views. Guys, I will see you soon for another video. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. So, bye.